I'm here live from the floor of the NYSE. Jim Cramer's off this morning, so joining me is Jeff Marks, Senior Portfolio Analyst with the Action Alerts Plus Charitable Trust. Jeff, we just got breaking news that President Trump says that he has not agreed to roll back tariffs. We're now getting a different trade headline every day. Is the market just waiting for some kind of confirmation on these trade talks?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Is the market was actually trying to make a push higher than the news broke out, and we're seeing the Dow fall as we speak. Are we looking for a confirmation? Look, I think you need to block out the noise and just really pay attention to what's going on. I mean, what we were seeing the last couple of weeks is just an incredible move into some of the cyclicals on this trade optimism. I mean, I'm looking at like the ITWs of the world, which is trading, which took out its January 2018 high, despite a quarter when they reported where it was -2. I think it was like -2 organic sales growth. So, I mean, we saw a lot of these cyclicals make great moves. Caterpillar, which we own for the Charitable Trust over at Action Alerts Plus, huge move. But we've been telling people all week, I think it's time to lighten up on some of these names because they've made these extraordinary runs. It's been just all on a rotation back into them. But I think the market, it is looking for confirmation, but you got to block through the noise and really focus on what some of these companies are doing and saying.
All right, we got earnings last night from Take-Two Interactive and Activision Blizzard, which you guys now own for the Charitable Trust.
Correct, yeah.
But I want to take a step back because we could talk about the earnings all day, and they're interesting. But what's really interesting about the video game story right now is the fact that we haven't gotten the PS5 and the Xbox, and we won't get them till next year. So Take-Two and Activision both warned that this holiday season is going to be slower for them. But if I'm an investor and I'm looking at these video game stocks and I'm looking to get in, is now the time to get in ahead of the consoles next year?
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought up those cycle launches because I think that's a key point. I think that's what longer term investors are going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for that next generation, that next cycle, because these stocks tend to outperform into those new launches. Because I mean, I used to be a pretty big gamer. I used to always play like the sports franchises, and whenever the new Xbox came out, from the Xbox to the 360 to the One, I always had to buy new games just to make sure that I had the right titles for the new console. So I think that's going to be big for them. I think that's really key, and I think that's a catalyst that video game people trying to invest in the video game industry are going to be looking for. And this is a market that really needs catalysts right now. I mean, just think about what just happened. We just had trade optimism all week, and that kind of got washed away just in the blink of however the news was broke out. We were here, so I missed it, but I think catalysts are important, and that's what you're going to be looking for in this sector. And we're going to talk about Activision Blizzard a whole lot on next week. We have a members-only conference call over at Action Alerts Plus. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's an hour where Jim we go through what's been going on in the market. We talk about new stock ideas. We run through all the position names, Q&A section. It's a great time. It's a very special time that happens once a month.
And that'll happen next Wednesday around 11:30 a.m. live. And we're going to be talking more about Activision Blizzard over on our Action Alerts Plus Daily Rundown show right after this, because we got to dig through these earnings.
Yeah, so we put out an alert last night after earnings. We followed up again this morning with what we thought about the quarter and how we're playing it. So if you're interested on how to play Activision Blizzard, I encourage you to check out Action Alerts Plus.
Let's take a step back and let's look at Disney, which is our real money stock of the day. Now, Disney, the story here really is streaming, because we're going to see Disney Plus come out next week on November 12th. And Bob Iger seemed very, very bullish on this, and he said that he plans on, he thinks that the launch will be successful. And we got a note, or we heard Reed Hastings, CEO of Netflix, earlier this week say that he plans to be a Disney Plus subscriber. Is Reed Hastings going to be sitting and watching a Disney Plus a movie offering on Disney Plus instead of watching a stock fall?
Yeah, it's funny. Those guys are entertainment guys, and I think they're always interested in, even when it's not their own, what other people are doing, because that's how you learn, and that's how, as a consumer of other people's products, that's how you can better create your own product. Netflix, though, I think Netflix has to do something. We saw earlier in the year they were able to raise prices on Netflix, and everyone applauded their pricing power. But that pricing power is going away with the Disney Plus. And we own Disney over at Action Alerts Plus. thought it was a great quarter. There's plenty more analysis on the quarter that you can find over at Action Alerts Plus. But myself, I'm really excited for the Disney Plus. I'm probably one of the few people out there that didn't get to see Avengers Endgame in theater, so I'm already.
You still haven't seen it?
I didn't see it, so I missed the big wave when everyone saw it.
But it hasn't been spoiled for you yet. That's the real.
Correct. And then I figured, we have the Disney Plus coming out. I'm already pre-subscribed to it, so I'll watch it. I'll watch it when it's out on the 12th.
Oh, I'm so excited to get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I like those movies. I'm a fan. Not a diehard, but I find them entertaining. So I'm going to be a Disney Plus subscriber. I think the product is going to sell very well. As you mentioned, Iger was very enthusiastic, optimistic about its launch. It's doing incredibly well in the Netherlands. We could talk about Disney all day.
Well, let's save it because I want to talk about it over on our Action Alerts Plus Daily Rundown show.
Yes.
And of course, anyone watching can head on over to realmoney.com to read more from what our contributors are saying about Disney. So Gap. We got two, decent quarters from Activision Blizzard, Take-Two, Disney, and then we got the news that Gap CEO Art Peck is stepping down.
Right.
And it was funny because I was on Twitter the other day, and Helene Meisler, one of our Real Money contributors.
Great. I got to meet her. She was in the office last week, and I got to meet her, and she is a gem. She is a gem. I follow her on Twitter. I read her Top Stocks newsletter, every night when it comes out. She's great.
She is. I completely agree. Yeah, me too. And she tweeted that for the first time in around 25 years, she had ordered something from Gap, which got me thinking when Art stepped down, is this going to be a good thing for this business? Because a lot of the clientele that we're seeing are going to Rent the Runway. I'm wearing Rent the Runway right now.
There you go.
Or, other brands, newer brands.
Yeah, I think that's important to think about. Where's the consumer shopping? They're doing Rent the Runway. They're ordering on Stitch Fix. Athleisure's big. Lululemon. Just look at that stock, right? So I don't think millennials resonate as much with Gap as they did before. They want to shop at the stores at the products we just mentioned. They're doing off-price, TJX, Burlington, Ross stores because those retailers, those department stores really know what the consumer wants, and they're doing a really great job of doing that, and that's why you're seeing strong, consistent same-store sales growth at those stores. So it's tough out there for Gap, and I think that's kind of what's at the heart of the recent disappointment.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, guys, check in around 11:30 a.m. next Wednesday for the Action Alerts Plus members-only live call.
So we talked about it a little before. I just want to reiterate it again. It's an hour call Wednesday, 11:30. It's very real. It's very raw. Jim goes through, kind of what he's seeing in the market, what his expectation is. We always throw in a lesson or two because again, the heart of Action Alerts Plus is it's a teaching product. And Jim's goal is to teach you how to become a better investor, a smarter investor. So there'll be some lessons in there. We have a new stock idea that we're all very excited for. So we'll flesh out our thesis in there, and then we do a Q&A, where as a subscriber to Action Alerts Plus, you can email in questions. We take about 15 or so each time, and I say 15 questions, but Jim and I we sit through the Q&A section of the call, and we like to keep each other on our toes. So. I'll throw him a question that, maybe he didn't see coming, and he'll do the same to me. So it's really fun. It's just a great conversation. I look forward to it every month. It's the best thing we do.
All right, Jeff, thanks so much for joining. And guys, we are now heading on over to our Action Alerts Plus Daily Rundown show over on actionalertsplus.com, where we're going to be talking about Activision Blizzard and Disney. You're not going to want to miss this. I'm Catherine Ross, and we'll see you on Monday.